Ah, finally! I have known about this thing for quite a while. This is the brand new 2025 Alliance Avenue 333 BHS, not BHS, 333 BH. And I finally get to see one in person and show y'all, so let's go take a look and see what this thing has to offer. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Miles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at Blue Compass RV today, taking a look for the first time on this channel at the 2025 Alliance Avenue 333 BH. This is going to be Alliance's new bunkhouse travel trailer in the Avenue line, which basically is their highest end travel trailer RV. It is a big travel trailer at that, and it is here at the Blue Compass RV stores. You'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. And then if you're looking for your next RV, there will be a link down below in the comments and description where you can find a Blue Compass dealership close to you, as Blue Compass has over 100 stores across the United States. So lots of different areas where we can help you out with finding your next RV wherever you're at. So use that link down below in the comments to start your search and find a store close to you where you can come look at some RVs in person. As we go through this here, this is a big travel trailer. We'll look at some of the specific specs real quick, but I will say this definitely is going to require something like a 3/4 ton at least. Fully loaded is 11,950 pounds with a 1,634 pound cargo carrying capacity. Unloaded is over 10,000 pounds at 10,256 pounds. With the size of this, I mean, even a 1 ton would probably, a 1 ton would make this a lot more comfortable for sure. Down through here, straight pass-through storage. This is huge storage space as well because they're utilizing the drop frame. You have your hot and cold water ports here. So wherever you have a spray port on the outside of the RV, as there are multiples on these Alliance products, you have hot and cold water going to those. Slide out and awning controls. So you can see right here, wrong one, you have the ability to move the slide outs from outside, which is very useful. Makes your life a whole heck of a lot easier having those manual switches and access into these areas down underneath here with real easy ability to get to those. You kind of need to angle this out to get into that space. We just have water lines, water pumps, and solar equipment back behind there. So you can get to that stuff pretty dang easily with these doors there not being screwed in place or anything like that. 2 30-pound propane bottles, so a little bit higher propane capacity. And this is using a BAL next-gen frame. Also has this BAL 5-point auto leveling system, meaning there's 5 points of auto leveling on here, which includes the tongue jack. Nice looking molded fiberglass front cap with the LED lights here, and there on that side with that little diffuser strip over them. See another spray port on this side here, plus your manual switches, and it is a 101-inch wide body construction, so going to be one of the few 101-inch wide body travel trailers, whereas most are only 96 inches wide. Goodyear Endurance tires underneath here. You're now getting this Alliance branding on the rims as well, and it does have the MORryde CRE 3000 suspension system, and it has this high performance running gear, which is essentially this added steel beam right here, which adds a lot of strength and support for whenever you are turning to make sure that nothing like snaps out of place in there or anything like that. You can see that steel beam actually runs all the way back to here, and there's some other travel trailers out there that will not have that definitely are going to be more susceptible to stress and pressure down in that area, that won't be as much of a problem with the way that is designed there. So really nice to see that. Then we have this huge outdoor kitchen, absolutely massive grill and griddle cooktop here, 2 mini refrigerators, USB ports in the corner there, and then nice countertop space here, storage on both sides, solid wood cabinet doors, TV. The only odd thing in here is there are no lights in this space. I was looking for some lights in this area and there are none, so that's the only strange thing. Although you can certainly add like a little lantern or anything like that into this area. Really thick baggage door on this space as well, bigger than most. And just make sure I'm not missing anything. You know, I'm also not seeing, there's got to be outlets that the refrigerators are plugged into and an outlet that the TV is plugged into, but you don't see any of them. So it looks like they're back behind those appliances there. Another spray port along the back side of this travel trailer, ladder already installed to get up onto the roof. And real quick, let's go ahead and just see what's up there before we hop inside. So on the roof here, very important to talk about this as much as I can. These seals that are around these areas on your roof, from day one of owning an RV, you want to be checking those and making sure there's no holes or cracks or anything like that in those seals. On my RVs or junk segment on my YouTube channel here, I actually have shown like what I did when I first checked the roof on my travel trailer, which is an Alliance Delta travel trailer like seen here. That is something, being a responsible RV owner, you should be getting up here and checking those things to make sure that all of these seals up here are not cracking or getting holes or anything like that. And you should be checking that from day one if you care about not getting a roof leak in your RV. Over here, this is crazy. You have a 400-watt solar panel on this travel trailer. So huge solar panel here. And then that is pretty much everything. Real quick, actually, before I go on, this is new. If someone wants to tell me what the name of this product is, this looks like it's the antenna. You see right there, like this Winegard dome is what's normally standard. That's on pretty much everything out here, but these newer Alliance products that have came in, like this Benchmark that's there as well, has this smaller little dome here, which looks like that's also probably your antenna. But let's see if when we go inside, we can remember to kind of see what brand of appliance this is. And then you have the new Furrion air conditioners as well. So really nice. I think they're a soft start as well, because when I turned them on, it was really soft getting going and basically made like no noise. But these are the new Furrion ACs that have really been working well. All right, enough on the outside. Let's go ahead and hop inside and see what we got going on in here. Asdel composite sidewalls. Also has a full-time RVing warranty on your Alliance products. And when we step inside here, very, very nice. Basically looks just like your Alliance Avenue fifth wheel RVs, but in a travel trailer. Now, one of the biggest benefits to like a travel trailer over a fifth wheel is you don't have any steps in this area. So in any fifth wheel RV, you're always going to have steps going up into the front portion of the fifth wheel. And this here gives you a flat floor all the way across to that bedroom. In this dining area, you can see I have a legless dining table, big windows all around this side here. And in fact, we can just go ahead and open these up so we can kind of see what it'll look like with natural lighting as well, since we got this look with the shades down. Really easy to use shades. They have the strings on the side so you can easily locate where that's at to pull those down. And then you open up those windows and you can see you have nice big coverage of windows on your campsite, seeing out into your camping environment. Also nice looking slide out fascias here that don't really show many cosmetic imperfections, which is great. You can barely see like any little staple holes here. Very subtle. So it looks really good, pretty dang clean. Really appreciate that. Outlet down underneath this space, no carpet in the slide out. And then this little bench here has storage underneath it. Looks like there's actual metal clips holding this backrest in place, which is nice, not just Velcro. And then this can be moved around wherever you want. So you can also use it as like a footrest or ottoman in your recliner seating area. Flip up this, you got some storage underneath the seats there. You can also get some Alliance ownership information with that QR code they hid underneath there. Kind of a clever little spot for that. Two recliners here with the flip up armrest in the middle. Has outlets and USB type A and type C ports in that armrest. You get your cuddle and snuggle mode, or you can put that armrest down when you want your separation, or the chargers and cup holders. And then you have your 50-inch screen TV across from there. Fireplace has individual color settings for the rocks, the little crystal rocks, and the flame. And then that can be an electric heat source for you. Little coffee bar area right here. Plenty of countertop space to set up just about anything that you would want in that area. And you have solid wood, it looks like birch wood here for the drawer construction with staples holding those in place. Storage space up here. Wow, that's pretty big. Nice storage area there. They're using a Klipsch speaker system here in the ceiling. Then you can see your AC right here. It can just dump air out of this space there, and it does also have ducting going back into the bunk room and through this living room area into the bedroom and bathroom. Solid surface countertops in this travel trailer, meaning this is basically like a ceramic style material. Big storage down underneath here. No holes going up to the TV area though, so not a good spot to like put a gaming console or Blu-ray player or anything like that. Although behind the TV, you have some space back here that can be utilized. You have some shelving space on the other side. They can be utilized for that. And then you have some storage space up through here. But again, nothing running through these areas to get wiring down to the TV. So all the storage for stuff like that would just be directly behind the TV. Has Furrion appliances here in the kitchen space. These are all solid wood cabinet doors, magnet latches to hold those shut, and they are soft close, so a lot more premium kind of feel to the interior space here than a lot of other travel trailers. Let's see here. We got some. This is mostly for the Alliance fifth wheel. Do they have travel trailer stuff here? Let's see. See a lot of different things that they talk about here. It's a lot of stuff. So if you want to pause the video and read through any of these things, and some of this I think has even changed since this was printed. Like, I don't think this has any information about the new Furrion air conditioners on it yet. But if you want to go through that, I'll talk about a lot of these things as we go through this travel trailer, so no worries if you don't stop to take a look at that. Oven here, 3-burner gas stove, and then got a light underneath there as well. Nice residential sized microwave, no air fryer or convection oven combo on that though. On the island, your sink is off-centered, so that adds more countertop space here, and then you have 3 drawers with this utensil divider on the top of this drawer there. And no soft close on the drawers. The drawers are just a standard drawer mechanism. Shelving here underneath your sink, and then you will have individual shutoff valves for your water lines. And then finally, you have a spot for a trash can. It is not prepped, and there is no place to add a dishwasher in this travel trailer. Have your pantry space right here. Have adjustable shelving in here, and I would be surprised if there wasn't like some sort of like motion activated light. There it is. Just had to figure out where that motion activation was. You have an outlet in here as well, so you can plug stuff in to this pantry area if you would like. And again, those shelves are adjustable. Another little coffee bar area all throughout this space. So multiple different areas you can use as a coffee bar, or putting things like an air fryer, convection oven, Instapot, things like that. And then this is your controls for the air conditioner. I'm also curious. Let's see if we go through here. Okay, no heat pump on the AC. That's the only thing I wanted to check and see if it has, but it does not. So no heat pump, but you can control your AC with that remote here. Plus it has individual controls on the AC unit itself that you can control. Coming back along this way, nice big storage through this area. Soft close on those, again, very nice. And then as we open the drawers, they are reinforced, meaning it has this basically just a plywood piece under there that gives it a lot more strength underneath those drawers, so those bottoms don't pop out if you load a decent amount of weight to them, which is something that is actually really nice, because sometimes those bases of the drawers in some RVs, especially travel trailers, can be rather flimsy, and most brands do not reinforce the strength down underneath there. Manual controls for everything in this travel trailer, plus you have 12-volt heat pads on your water tanks. So that's going to be an electric heat source for your water tanks in this travel trailer. In addition to that, the propane furnace will also keep your water tanks and water lines warm when you are running the furnace. For most people, though, the biggest application for the 12-volt heat pads is going to be that you don't run your furnace while you're going down the road, and that's going to give you an ability to keep your water tanks and, basically just your water tanks from freezing while you're going down the road. Back in this bunk room area, there is a slide out in the bunk room. Like the look of the lighting down in here as well. Good space in here. Spot for a larger TV in this area. You could probably fit at least about a 42-inch screen TV in that space. And then you have the bunk up over the top. This is a little bit of a larger bunk for sure. Ladder to get up there. Easily 2 adults could fit in this bunk space there. And then you have good storage throughout this area. 4 drawers to open up, all are the same size. And then as we turn back around this way, ceiling height in this travel trailer is about 7 feet tall, so you definitely notice that as well. You have dimmable light switches for both individual lights up over this space. Kind of interesting though that they're down underneath the bunk, so if someone's laying up in this bunk space, they don't have the ability to turn those lights on and off without reaching over the edge and kind of reaching down to that space. Probably not the biggest deal. Most kids probably are going to have no problem just reaching over the edge and turning that knob or flipping the switch off, but just kind of interesting nonetheless. And then you can see here, pretty good sized mattress as well, thicker than most. And then finally, you have this portion here that will flip down, so you can make this into a flat sleeping surface. It has the legs there as well to support the base of that. And as we flip this back up, drop that down, let's see what pulls out from right here. Oh, sleeping pad as well. Nice. Oh, it's kind of tight. Hard to get out of there. don't want to rip something. Trying to get this out of space. Okay, cool. So if you need an additional spot to sleep, you also have a pad for the floor there, so someone else could also sleep in that space. So really you have sleeping for 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 people in this bunk room. So that is very nice. Sliding door here for privacy to that area, and then that is pretty much everything going through this space. Again, AC is ducted back into that bunk room. Go forward here and you have a wide hallway. You really feel that 101-inch wide body construction as you go through the hallway compared to other travel trailers. Porcelain foot flush toilet. You have a hook here and you have a fan up over the toilet. Taller shower because of the ceiling height in this space, and then it does have a wrapped kind of laminated style countertop here in this area with liquefied. This is a black tank treatment for your RV that you can find on Amazon. They have it in the powder formula and the liquid formula and pods as well. So you can find that on Amazon. Keep your black tank healthy and keep your RV smelling fresh. Individual shutoff valves on the water lines and 2 drawers here that will open up. Tankless on-demand suburban water heater. Nice medicine cabinet storage. And stainless steel fixtures here in the shower. As I step into this space, flexible shower curtain, and look at that ceiling height, y'all. I'm standing at about 6'3". That is awesome. Shower head does not go terribly high, so I would have to duck to get underneath that a little bit. But the shower is also very wide, so great space in here overall, and really no complaints on the shower other than maybe the shower head could be a little bit higher, but other than that, I mean, pretty much anybody under 7 feet is going to be able to comfortably stand in that space. Going back into the bedroom, second air conditioner here in the bedroom, queen size bed, gives you room to walk around the bed on both sides. Same ceiling height going all the way back into the bedroom, so no slants going down into the bedroom space. That's another thing you might find in a fifth wheel RV, where some of the mid-size fifth wheel RVs will start to slant down in this bedroom, whereas this is going to maintain that 7-foot ceiling height, which is really fantastic. Pull out drawer there, and you have some hidden storage down underneath here. Oh, there they are. Outlets and USB ports up underneath here. I was like, there's got to be outlets and USB ports somewhere. So those are right there. Again, your air conditioner here, and then this is ducted into the rest of the unit, and you can open up these spots here for air to flow out the sides of this AC unit. Spot for a TV on the wall right there, and then you have in here big storage, so wardrobe storage here, and then it is prepped to add a washer dryer combo unit. So down underneath here you have some drawers that will open up, but if you wanted to do a washer dryer combo unit, it could also go in this space here and replace these drawers. So that is another option for you. Soft close on those. Storage underneath the bed. See your space there, and that is strut assisted, and the mattress that is coming on here is pretty plain Jane, nothing too crazy. Some people might not find the need to upgrade it. I think most people will find at least wanting a foam topper on top of it though, or maybe replacing the mattress overall. Dimmable light switches here in the bedroom. And I do actually, coming back through the space, I'm like, I really wish they had individual reading lights in this area. I'm surprised that they do not have that. So just the standard lights here. What I don't like about that is, like, when you wake up in the morning, almost anybody's going to sleep in their travel trailer with the blinds down, just so you have that sense of privacy. And when I wake up in the morning in my travel trailer, these are the same type of lights that I have essentially. And when I turn those on in the morning, it is just blinding. So it'd be nice to have just a like softer light option. Although what I'm going to do with my travel trailer probably is get some little tiny lamps that can go on each side of the bed. And that's going to be my solution to that problem. So there's always solutions that can be found out there. There's just times where I'm like, dang, I wish the manufacturer would have given something like that instead of me having to go find the solution. But nonetheless, I'm a solution seeker, not a problem finder. So when I find the problems, I just look for solutions to them and try my best not to complain about wishing it was another way. It's just let me just go find the solution to my problem instead of complaining about it. So that's what I'm doing in my travel trailer, and finding some little lamps for the sides of the bed. Now that's just about everything. Very curious your thoughts. Let me know what you think on the inside. I will find the price before we get done with this video, but let me come around the non-campsite real quick and show you what's going on over here real fast. There's not a whole lot to look at. In fact, there's virtually nothing actually. 50 amp power cord connection is along the back there. Tankless water heater here. And it looks like all your black and gray tanks come out of this one spot on this side of the axles. Let's see if there's anything down underneath here we need to look at. manual stabilizers on the sides here. And don't see anything else that's really, that needs to be mentioned down underneath here. So that is pretty much it. Let me see, there's got to be a spot like for storing a sewer hose, I would think. Okay, there it is. Back behind the spare tire is your spot to store the sewer hose. Through frame rack and pinion style slide outs. And that is pretty much everything. So again, big travel trailer, very heavy. And curious your thoughts, what you think. Let me find this price for y'all real quick, and then let's go ahead and get out of here. All right, price on this thing is going to be in the $60,000 to $70,000 price range, so it's definitely a higher end travel trailer for sure. And if this is something that you're looking for, or you're just looking for your next RV in general, there is a link down below in the comments and description that will help you find a Blue Compass RV dealership close to you, as they have over 100 different stores across the United States, many of them being Alliance dealers. So we're here to help you out when you're ready, and that link is there to help you get started. Until next time, live firmly unbound.